16 states and American Samoa are holding presidential contests today, and 3 astronauts and 1 cosmonaut have made it to the International Space Station, where they'll spend the next 6 months in orbit. Good morning, I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Polls are opening in some of the states that are holding presidential contests on this Super Tuesday. More than a dozen states and American Samoa will vote on the single biggest day of the primary season. NPR's Don Gagné reports.
Both President Biden and former President Donald Trump entered today with huge leads in delegates amassed in earlier voting states, but neither can officially mathematically clinch their party's nomination today by securing the number of delegates required. On the Democratic side, Biden continues to face only minor challengers, though some primary voters can be expected to continue the protest of voting uncommitted or leaving their ballot blank as a protest calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. On the GOP side, former Ambassador Nikki Haley continues to challenge Trump despite being far behind in delegates and polling. She has pledged to stay in the race through today. Beyond that, her plans are unknown. Don Gagné, NPR News.
Colorado voters are participating in Super Tuesday today. Republicans can choose Donald Trump. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously yesterday he cannot be disqualified from the Colorado ballot for federal office. Some objectors tried to remove him, saying his actions around January 6th amounted to insurrection. Jury selection begins today in the involuntary manslaughter trial of the father of the teen who killed 4 classmates at a Michigan high school in 2021. From member station WDET, Quinn Kleinfelter reports the shooter's mother was recently convicted on identical charges.
Last month, jurors found Jennifer Crumbley criminally responsible for her son's murderous rampage. Now a different jury will decide if her husband, James Crumbley, could have reasonably foreseen their son was primed for violence. Jennifer Crumbley testified that James was in charge of keeping the gun used in the crime away from their son, and prosecutors allege text messages and journal entries show Crumbley ignored his troubled son's request to see a doctor. The defense contends Crumbley never knew about the messages, and they cannot question the son about it because he's refusing to testify. For NPR News, I'm Quinn Kleinfelter in Detroit.
A new crew of 4 people docked their space capsule early today at the International Space Station.
Copy, hatch open.
The team of 3 astronauts and 1 Russian cosmonaut will spend the next 6 months orbiting the Earth. NASA astronaut Matthew Dominic cannot wait to get started.
We're so excited to be here. A big thank you to everyone who helped put this together, such a giant team around the world. And we're excited to be on board and ready to take over the watch.
The astronaut team they're replacing will return to Earth next week. Authorities in Texas say the state's largest ever wildfire remains about 15% contained. The Smokehouse Creek wildfire is burning in the Texas Panhandle. It's killed 2 people. This is NPR.